Hi guys, welcome to Throwzone.com. This is Mohit Soni. Right in front of you is the 2021 TVS Apache RTR 204V BS6 version with riding modes. Yes, that's a pretty long name. I think TVS is also getting the bit around it. They also are making sure that they can add acronyms at the end of their every new iteration or a new brand motorcycle that comes out, and this is no exception. But has it been the same? Does it carry all the names and the legacy at the same time? Well, we've spent a considerable amount of time with this RTR 204V. We drove it earlier as well, rode it earlier as well, and what did we make out of it? Well, we made out the fact that it is still a very accomplished motorcycle. It does a lot of things really well, and it is still our top recommended 200cc motorcycle to buy in this category. Well, of course, the prices have gone up, but TVS has made sure that there is a good amount of value that is being served. So this time around, there are a couple of changes very specifically, which are adjustable suspension at the front along with riding modes. Yes, we have riding modes. That is the button for that over there, and you can change it between three modes, which are sport mode, rain mode, and urban mode. Well, these are the modes that are available with the bike, and as always, the rear suspension continues to be adjustable. It's a monoshock unit, and most of its rivals don't have that. Right now, I think that's only the Pulsar or the Hornet has monoshock, but of course, Pulsar is just on its way to be, completely new. While the Apache has stayed relevant despite very, a very age-old platform, but it has been modernized really, really well. With the help of adjustable suspension at both ends, and of course ABS has been added. Dual cradle frame was revised like 5 to 6 years ago when the new improved versions came out with this body style, and that is what the TVS has been in terms of riding experience. We'll let you know in a bit, but now let's jump to the color scheme here, which is finally derived from their race bike, the One Make Race Championship, if I'm right. And this matte blue color looks really impressive. You've got adjustable levers on both sides, and like I showed you, these are the new seats. And forgive that does not come with the motorcycle. Somebody's left it there. And these are the as you can look from a very top view, that they are Batman inspired grab rails, and got red pinstriping on the tank, on the headlight, on the wheels itself, and you got LED DRLs with LED lights here, and that is a new addition to the bike. I think we missed it last time because that was our first ride review with it, and we couldn't ride it in the night, and here we have. And what I like to tell you about the lights is the fact that, well, the meter and the DRL here, when you are riding, let's say up here, and you're sitting here upstairs, which seems quite high on a low bike. When you are taller, or let's say above 5'5" or 5'6", you will feel that these lights here and here reflect directly to your helmet a lot. So this is for the first time, and the meter lights are so bright that you will end up getting a little annoyed in the beginning, but after 2 weeks we are kind of getting used to it, but not entirely yet. And that is the instrument cluster. It has a huge amount of features list. As you can see, average speed, next service, you press this, you can see you're going through trip meters, odometer, lap timer, high speed mode, 0 to 60, and this has always been there, and this now becomes part of the SmartX Connect package, where you can connect your phone to the instrument cluster. It will show you navigation, call, as well as music. It also has a crash alert where it will send a message to the emergency number that you choose to know, tell them that you've crashed, so if you need any assistance, then you can get it and you can inform your loved ones. All of that can be controlled via from here, and the SmartX app will do its job. Apart from that, in terms of features list, well, I told you, obviously there are the addition of riding modes, which I'll explain in a bit, and adjustable suspension. So that's how you do it. I think normal screwdriver should do its job, and there are markings done here to adjust to your needs. I think with the stock suspension, for a rider which is heavier like me, it needs to be dialed up till the top, and when we did that, we found this suspension is very stiff. There is still a bit of compliance, so ride quality is quite good. Obviously you can keep on dialing it down to suit your particular need if you're on the track, and if I'm on the track and I'm a 100 kilo ish rider, I may have to tone it almost completely to the top, at the back as well as at the front. So that's something you can do now. Is it necessary for a motorcycle of this size? Well, TVS has the experience, they can do it, it's an in-house thing, so why not? TVS also added earlier Showa forks here, and to make sure that you get the best. Of course, this is their own flagship motorcycle. There is of course the BMW, the tech inspired and platform shared RR310, but this is their own motorcycle from the word go. And yeah, how is it like to ride? Well, it's got a slipper clutch, so the clutch is light. The gearbox, surprisingly, on this bike is not that impressive. It requires a bit of extra effort, and riding it in the city, no problem whatsoever, because the engine is so smooth, so refined, so linear. Be it in any mode, urban, rain or sport, it just is so manageable. What those three modes do is that they dial the power down, so you are not putting the power abruptly to the ground, and that's where it guarantees you safety while riding in the rain. And while riding in urban mode, you will get just the amount of power you need to overtake, to switch lanes, etc. The sport mode, while we tried those two modes and realized that only the power comes down, and of course we could easily use the sport mode in city and highway situations as well, and we found that the engine feels much more alive. But then again, the Apache always has had a very narrow power band to play with, and this is no exception. So you're still doing, let's say, 150, 120 rather easily on the highway. Even with my weight, I was able to do so while sitting up, not ducking down. And when I did duck down on a completely empty stretch of road, I did see the motorcycle reaching 125, 127. Of course, the top speed is around 135, 137, which is speedo indicated. And in real life, it should do, on GPS, it should do 120, 125, because this is a 21 PS motorcycle, and that's what the top speed usually is in real terms. In terms of fuel economy, well, it has remained the same, around 35 kilometers an hour, and TVS has made sure with the RTR FI that they are using for sporty motorcycles, the character is not lost. Of course, the exhaust note has come down a bit, but the throttle response, the way it has always felt, it did feel the same to me. There is not much of a difference. So yes, there are changes due to BS6, and the riding modes also make quite a lot of sense, but the character remains, and that's the most important thing. Of course, it's still quite unique in the way it sounds, and and the way the throttle response is, and that is the highlight of any Apache. And of course, the 200 does deliver that in spades. Headlight throw, well, I liked it. The illumination, obviously we are riding in rain, so it's not that impressive, but while it was dry, I did see the illumination and spread to be quite good. It's much better than the Yamaha and other motorcycles when it comes to LED lighting, but there's still room for improvement as always with LED lights. Since we're here on the topic of the engine as well, let me do a exhaust run for you. The throaty note has dialed down, let's say by 40-50%, and that's something we'll have to get used to thanks to BS6. And that is it. That is what the motorcycle is all about. Well, it is like we told in a previous review that the RTR 200 continues to be well in the way suits shorter riders rather well. Taller riders do feel, well, they have leg room, but it does feel very small. It's not like the RR310 or the KTM and the Pulsars. So if you're taller, you might have to look somewhere else with the Honda or the Suzuki. But this, for shorter riders, which most Asian riders are, this should be a completely fantastic motorcycle to live with on a daily basis. It's very fun to ride, it's very easy to navigate, it's very nimble, and that's what it has been. It continues to be that. It is a very polished, high quality motorcycle. Sure, the price is around 1,40,000 rupees ex showroom, but I think with the kind of features it has, dual channel ABS with RLP, at the same time makes it quite a good value for money motorcycle. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure you comment if you still have some questions or suggestions. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Goodbye.